So I was in the BVI for 10 days this month for 2 different events. While I was there, one of the things I like to do with any photo shoot is to warm up a little bit. Something that I often find is that with my photo shoots, I usually like the photos at the middle or end a lot more than the beginning. So I find that if I shoot more towards the beginning, then that kind of warm-up period slowly gets smaller and smaller. With this photo walk, I'm walking around with the Canon R6 in the 24-70. I love this lens just because it lets me get some nice wide and close-up shots all in one. My goal with this is, again, just to warm up. If I'm lucky, I'll get some nice landscapes, get a few details of everything around the islands, and they can use it for some nice marketing material. Starting it out here, I was walking around the pool and I just saw some nice light coming in through the umbrella. I love the way hard light creates shadows, especially when it's going through something. So to see these little shadows on the umbrella holder, just little circles, just wanted to grab this detail shot. Same thing, again, looking up, I just saw the little strands hanging from the umbrella, snapped a quick photo. I definitely love things that are a little bit more simplistic and less chaotic, so the fact that there's blue, white, and the wood tones of that orange yellow, and that those are the only colors in the image, is something that I'm really fond of. One trick that I like to do in a lot of my photography is framing. Especially with photos, you want to make it as easy as possible for the viewer to see your picture and the subject. So one way we do that is by framing the subject with the surrounding environment. Here, the subject was the table. So I used a little bit of the wall on the left side, the tree, bushes in the bottom, and the railing in the back to frame in the table. So now when you look at the image, the first thing you look at is usually the table. Another composition technique is the rule of thirds. So here I applied that. I saw this boat going by. Just wanted to get a nice negative space shot and put the boat in the lower right. As I walked around and saw a little bit of the backside of the island, I love the way the sun can create hard shadows at midday. So I just wanted to get this nice little wide shot showing off the space. As you walk closer to the balcony, you get to see a whole lot more of the water, the look out of the ocean, and there's this really cool balcony on the left side that opens to one of the rooms guests can stay in. So I wanted to get a nice wide shot with the hopes that a guest could imagine themselves on that balcony looking out, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I did the rule of thirds to put the upper horizon in the top third, and it turned into a pretty decent photo. A little bit more towards the entrance of the gate, there are these nice 2 chairs that will look out, so I tried framing them with a little bit of the bushes in the front. You get a little bit of leading lines from the sidewalk going into the chairs, and then again, rule of thirds showing the horizon at the top third of the image. Now I tried this one again with a little bit more zoomed in, and I think I liked this image a bit more. Obviously, when you zoom in more, you get a little bit more compression, a little bit more depth of field and the blurriness, and I really like that, so I think between the two, I would choose this second photo. Something I found really helpful is to make sure that you're looking at things from a lot of different angles. So for me, if I'm looking at a particular subject, I'll often turn around to see if there's anything else around me that I'm not focusing on that I could take an image of. Whenever I turned around here, I just saw another nice vignette of the island, so I snapped a quick photo. Do you have any photo tips for people?
It'll be good if Eli's in it. We can make a different kind of movie.
I'm leaving that in the video. 100%. I love you. Alright, so going quick before my light dies. So as I walked towards the front of the entrance here, there are these cool little mokes on the islands, and the mokes are basically tropical golf carts. There's no better way to describe them, but I just wanted to try some framing again, framing the moke between the 2 doors. Not the happiest with how it turned out. I would have loved to have the full moke centered between the door frames. I couldn't just with the distance the moke was to the door, so if I tried again, I would definitely wait till someone parks the moke in a different spot. Just getting a few more shots of the moke here, framing it again with the leaves, and I turned around, saw the other yellow moke. I thought the yellow was a cool little pop against the green and the blue of the sky, so snapped a quick photo of that. Like I said earlier, it's very important to try to look at things from different perspectives. So for me, I love whenever I can shoot down on something or look up and shoot at it, just to get a different viewpoint and perspective to switch things up. Here, there are these really cool spiral stairs that I went up, and I looked back down at the chairs that we shot earlier and then snapped this quick photo. Personally, I like this photo a whole lot better than the previous chair shots that I took. As you walk around, there's another set of stairs that lead up to the top of the island, and it almost just looks like they're ascending into the sky, so snapped another photo. At the top of the island, there's this really cool bonfire pit. This was one of my favorite photos from this kind of photo walk just because the exposure was really nice. You get the background with the clouds and the foreground all evenly exposed, just bright, happy, inviting. And it can be really hard to take photos of this fire pit at night because it's so dark. So I like to get as many good daytime shots of it as I can. Looking down now at the water, I love this foreground shot just with the cacti in the front and the ocean in the background. I would probably frame this a little bit different. You'll see in the top right, you can see a tiny bit of the island, so I don't enjoy that. But I take a vertical shot here where you can see everything, and I love it just because there's a whole lot more depth. For me, depth is pretty much synonymous with cinematic. A lot of cinematic things just have really good depth, and this photo, the vertical version, has a lot more depth than the horizontal one. As I saw this boat passing in the water, I tried to frame it a little bit with the window to see if I could get a cool reflection shot, and it turned out all right. Again, I absolutely love hard shadows, so as I was on the solar deck and I look down, I see the light coming through the umbrella and casting those really cool shadows on the patio. So I took this shot and I just love how bright and happy it feels. Same thing, just a different angle. This one's nice because it shows the pool and the beach in the background. Now as I was walking down to the pool, I turned around a little bit, and the solar deck is one of my favorite places. It's kind of a wraparound solar deck that goes in a circle around the main house. So I wanted to show that off a little bit, show some of the chairs and the sitting area and how you can look out at the water. So just got a nice wide shot. The chair on the left side is a little bit distracting for me, the hanging swing. So I think I would probably try to frame it a little bit differently by taking a few steps back next time, or possibly removing the swinging chair, but overall I'm very happy with it. Finally, I just got a few more shots here of the umbrella. And as I walked around, there's a chessboard that I think is super cool, so I just got a detail shot of that. But those were some of the photos from the photo walk. Real quickly, I'll show you some of my favorite photos from the event throughout the week. The photo walk did not produce many photos that I absolutely loved, but again, the purpose was just to warm up. I think because I warmed up in this photo walk, a lot of the photos I took towards the beginning of the event, I enjoyed a lot more than usual, so it served its purpose. And the pictures will be great for things like PowerPoint presentations, anytime someone needs like text over an image. Marketing material wise, the client loved it, so it was a win overall. If you're interested in more photo walks, photo content, tips and tricks with video as well, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.